Welcome everyone. Thank you for supporting me and tuning in to watch my channel. Today, let's dive once again into the depths of horror and terror. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and let's discuss it in the comments. Of course, it would mean a lot to me if you could also subscribe to my channel. Thank you for your continued support. A journey destined to become the stuff of legend had begun when my girlfriend and I decided to undertake a whimsical road trip to the sun-kissed expanses of California. The trip there unfolded with ordinary precision. We kissed our home goodbye in the pearl-like dawn and arrived at our luxurious hotel by the time the curtain of night descended. However, the tale that unfolded on our way back home would forever be seared into our memories. Our return voyage began under the sizzling midday sun, and the crux of our journey stretched ominously into the velvety dark. The arduous trek took roughly 10 hours each way, and our survival hinged upon regular sustenance breaks. After around 3 hours of journeying through the monotonous asphalt ribbon, we pulled over for our first feast, with the second scheduled deep in the midnight hour. As the clock ticked away, we disembarked the highway at the witching hour, 12:30 a.m. The alluring glow of a Wendy's beaconed us in for some quick, warming food before we set forth again. No sooner had we resumed our journey than my hands were occupied by a juicy burger. This act of multitasking didn't sit well with my girlfriend, yet my eyes were fixated on the road, my mind fixed on the warmth of home. However, fortune had other plans. An unexpected downpour forced us off the road. My girlfriend was resolute about not mixing dining with driving under such perilous conditions. As the torrents of rain besieged our vehicle, creating a symphony of nature's might, I hastily wolfed down my meal. Yet, amidst the chorus of the storm, a sudden bang resonated from our window. Our hearts jumped, initially attributing the sound to the tempest outside, until I turned my head to find a spectral figure blocking the view, eliciting a blood-curdling shriek from my girlfriend. Panic tightened its icy grip, yet in such wretched conditions, I couldn't leave the woman outside. Against my girlfriend's wary gaze, I invited the stranger into our sanctuary. The woman, disheveled and trembling with fear, refused to disclose her destination. My girlfriend's apprehension grew with every passing moment. The newcomer, with an eerily calm face, just stared at me as I inquired again, her silence as unsettling as her gaze. Finally, I announced to everyone that we would be leaving her at the next town. As we rejoined the forsaken highway, a scream that could freeze the blood erupted from the back seat. The stranger, like a demon possessed, wrapped her icy hands around my neck. With a primal instinct for survival, I slammed the brakes, the car screeching towards the divider. My girlfriend, in a fury of adrenaline, lunged at the woman, her nails slashing across the assailant's face. The screams mutated from anger to pure agony. Despite my throbbing heart and shaky limbs, I managed to wrench the woman from our car, casting her back into the storm from which she had emerged. As she lay there, begging and crying in the rain, I shut out her pleas and locked the car. As we pulled away, she pounded on the window, her cries oscillating between desperate pleas and the tortured screams of the deranged. My girlfriend, as quick as her thoughts, dialed the police, warning them of the strange woman on the highway. We never looked back, allowing nothing to deter us from our single-minded pursuit of safety. We arrived home, shaken but unscathed, our minds forever imprinted with the haunting memory of the journey we had never asked for. In the haunting twilight of early June 2017, I found myself on an unnerving journey with my son, Tom, who was barely 9. Our destination was West Virginia, to visit our distant kin. The trek was long and exhausting, made even more unbearable by the sweltering heat wave that swept the landscape. Our old jalopy, beaten by the years, lacked a functioning AC, turning our confinement into a sweaty, claustrophobic nightmare. The stress compounded with each passing hour, the ticking clock marking our descent into unease. The onset of the night brought no respite, only blanketing our surroundings in eerie darkness. I remember it being around 9 o'clock. We were sailing through the seemingly endless expanse of the interstate when Tom's plaintive voice pierced the tense silence. He needed a rest stop. Tensions had been high before, but his persistent plea was the final straw that spiraled us into a heated argument, dredging up unspeakable issues that, even now, I refuse to lay bare before the world. Suddenly, a beacon in the night, a signboard for a rest area sped past us, offering a timely escape from our escalating confrontation. Eagerly, I swerved off the road and pulled into the desolate rest stop. The area was simple, housing a pair of bathrooms, a few vending machines, and a couple of benches. We were seemingly alone, save for an ominous, white pickup truck looming in the shadows. Without wasting a moment, Tom leaped from the car and dashed towards the washroom, leaving me alone with my thoughts in the stifling heat. The engine's rumble was the only sound, reminding me of our impending departure. Our quarrel, though unresolved, had reached a stalemate, where words had lost their meaning. A minute had barely passed when I heard the back door creak open and shut. My heart thudded in my chest, a million words on the tip of my tongue, but I held back, driving off instead in a resounding silence. However, a creeping sense of dread washed over me when I noticed the white pickup truck starting up as well. It trailed behind me, an unsettling specter on this haunted night. As I eased back onto the interstate, it mirrored my actions, maintaining a close proximity. I pushed down on the accelerator, attempting to outrun the growing fear, only to be met with its acceleration in turn. Suddenly, it began flashing its lights, forcing me to switch lanes in a blind panic and leaving me with a chilling question. What could the driver possibly want from us? As our journey continued, the looming presence of the white pickup truck became an indelible mark of fear. Despite my attempts to evade him by switching lanes, the truck mirrored my every move, its bright lights glaring ominously in my rearview mirror, a haunting beacon in the abyss of the night. Seeing him accelerate as I slowed down in the right lane triggered a guttural fear in me. The man in the truck matched my speed, and the window rolled down. He began to shout and gesture at me, his eerie countenance sending chills down my spine. But his words were lost in the wind. He motioned for me to pull over. I could feel my heart pounding in my chest. My only concern was keeping Tom calm. As we came to a stop on the roadside, I watched the pickup truck pull up behind us. The man stepped out, his figure silhouetted against the dim light of his vehicle. His footsteps crunched on the gravel, quick and determined, closing the distance between us. My hand instinctively shifted the car back into drive, adrenaline surging through my veins. Then he shouted something that froze me in my tracks. "That's not your kid," he yelled, pointing frantically at the back seat. My mind reeled. He repeated, "That's not your kid that got in your car?" Confused and terrified, I whipped around to face the back seat. The right side door swung open, and a tall figure, decidedly not my 9-year-old Tom, slipped out and disappeared into the oppressive darkness of the surrounding woods. I scrambled out of the car, screaming after the intruder, but he was already gone. Turning back to the truck driver, gratitude and horror battled within me. My mind raced to the unthinkable question, where is Tom? Without another word, I threw myself back into the car, the pickup driver in hot pursuit. I veered off the road, cutting across the grassy divider to the rest area. It was an agonizing 30 seconds, but relief washed over me as I spotted Tom waiting outside the rest area bathroom. He returned to the car, puzzled expression on his face. Between ragged breaths, I recounted the chilling events while the truck driver corroborated my tale. We thanked him one more time, watching his pickup fade into the distance as we were left to grapple with the harrowing ordeal we had narrowly escaped. The previous tension between Tom and me seemed to evaporate, replaced by the mutual horror of our recent encounter. We fell into an uneasy truce, the events of the night serving as a twisted icebreaker. Our conversation, once strained, now flowed with an urgency spurred by the adrenaline coursing through our veins. We recounted the eerie encounter repeatedly, each detail more chilling than the last. This story became our shared secret, an unspoken bond formed in the crucible of shared terror. Upon reaching our family's home, we relayed our ordeal, a chorus of gasps and wide-eyed stares echoing our own shock. The relief of our safe arrival, however, was tarnished by a lingering, insidious question. Who was the mysterious figure who had slipped into the back seat of our car? The image of that uninvited stranger continued to haunt me. I never got a glimpse of their face, and perhaps, in some morbid way, I should be thankful. The mere thought of turning around to face them sent shivers down my spine. Their intentions remained a shrouded mystery, one that I wasn't keen on unraveling. Indeed, what might have transpired if I had caught their gaze in the rearview mirror, if our eyes had locked even for a moment? That question haunted me, adding a chilling afterthought to our already terrifying ordeal, and serving as a chilling reminder of the unspeakable horrors that lurk in the shadows of the unknown.